You gave me permission.
Oh, okay. Did great.
Mhm.
And welcome everybody.
Well, are we on?
To
Hey, we're on the YouTube finally.
Yay! It only took 3
Yay!
episodes,
I
guys.
love
Welcome
YouTube.com.
to episode 16. That is insane.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
4
Yeah.
months worth of episodes.
If we were a
Of
child,
Boxed
we'd
In
be
with
having a big
Friends.
party.
Do you guys
I
remember
know.
last year when Carol Baskins was popular?
Yeah.
Last year.
That was last year.
I don't know
Truly what
if
it feels like.
I was watching something like some clip of like a husband playing a prank on his wife, and somebody in the comment put, "He's asking for a Baskin."
Oh.
Yeah. I was like,
I
wow.
like it.
Yeah. So yeah, here we are at episode 16. Jake and Andy are not with us tonight, but they are missed and are in our thoughts and prayers, even though
Definitely
there's not really
prayers.
anything to think or pray about. They're just not here.
But I'm always praying for them.
Yeah, tonight's
And you guys.
guest. Yeah, oh yeah,
You're
thanks,
such a good
Kyle.
boy,
I was
Kyle.
always praying.
Yeah,
Kyle,
well,
you're
Nick
always on your
obviously
knees.
Nick is trying to pray his way out of hell. So
I forgot to pray. Woke up today.
that's where he's reporting from. I'm from.
I'm actually dead, and
Yeah.
I am in hell.
Yeah, I'm
I believe it.
I'm in a place beyond time and space, which is known as Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
Here
Wow.
for the awaiting the.
Are you hanging out with former guest
niece?
Chris Dose?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out. And Kate, who used to live here. So anything I should not
Good.
check out in this quarantining time? What's something you would have recommended I check out? that I
Oh,
don't
the
check
mattress. The mattress.
Sharp
Factory.
Edge.
out?
Mattress
Mad
Factory?
Max.
Yeah, no, I've heard of
Mad
it.
Max is great. Sharp
Yeah.
Edge has the best beer.
The Mattress Factory is an incredible art museum.
Yeah.
Yo.
I've
I'm
heard
sorry.
of it.
The
I'm
Warhol
sorry.
Museum.
Check out the 4th of July fireworks.
To anyone, it's really cool.
I
And
You
really,
go
the,
to
I,
the Monroeville Mall where they shot Dawn of the Dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been
Oh.
there. Yeah.
Tony, you can do this. You can actually do this because it's outside. You can go to the cemetery if you want from the Night of the Living Dead. We went.
Mm.
You can see the
Oh.
cemetery headstone, and it's really cool.
Sounds great. Bring
I
your
might do
parents.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say they're
Caitlin
very
and I are
morbid.
the
nephew.
only ones who care.
Yeah.
Or niece.
Or niece. You don't know.
Anyway,
I just got
our
so
guest
sweaty and
tonight
excited.
on a little later is Janine Hogan. If you watch The Floor is Lava, she is in episode 9, and she'll talk all about that. And she really kind of has like sounds like a dream career, and something that if you're an improviser, we all sort of secretly dream of. So we'll ask her about all that and more. And she's going to do a little
Yeah.
live looping performance for us, so that'll be great. Yeah, let's get started with some hot topics. First hot topic is, the Redskins, the Washington Redskins announced they're going to change their name, which is huge. That is, like we were talking before in previous weeks about like the protests and are they doing anything for Black Lives Matter. I believe this is maybe not a direct result, but an indirect result of that. Like, because this has been something that's been talked about for years, so people are like, no. And people started protesting to FedEx, and that's kind of what set the table. But I just like to go around and your thoughts on it and possible new nicknames for the Redskins.
Well,
We
first of
talked
all,
about that a few weeks ago when we were talking about the difference between corporations making a statement and making action. I think Caitlin mentioned it last week too. And this to me doesn't really feel like genuine. I'm happy it's happening.
Yeah, but why did it freaking take so long?
Also, the Redskins is such an insane name for a
It is.
team to begin with.
Right?
Like,
But-
there's other questionable ones that need to change, like the Indians and Chiefs,
Yeah.
maybe. But like,
Mhm.
this one is just like so insane.
Yeah.
Who's been talking or saying or wondering whether or not the protests are doing anything, as you said? I'm just
Oh,
curious,
that's.
like,
I mean, that's a topic that's been brought up on shows
Very.
in the media. Mask
Yeah.
Off has brought that up.
Yeah, it's a very common thing, and it's a lot of
Yeah. I mean,
it's
it's
a lot
probably
of
common on
the other
like
side.
cable news and that kind of thing.
Well, but like I said, Mask Off, Jake, he's not here, but that's a topic they brought up, and they wondered, like, is this going to last? I think it's a fair question because it's one thing to protest, and I think it's a good thing to protest, but are the people protesting, not necessarily the people protesting, but the people supporting it or posting things on their Facebook, is that going to translate into real action? And I think that this is one sign. Really what happened was, just like for the sports nerds out there, the reason why this really went down was FedEx, like the chairman of FedEx is buddy with Daniel Snyder, who's a real scumbag and the owner of the Redskins. And he said like over my dead body kind of stuff about changing the name of the Redskins. And then he's and he's buddy with the FedEx guy where the Redskins play is called FedEx Field in Maryland. So everybody's been wanting to move the team back to DC. And the FedEx chairman's like, I don't know if we can support this anymore because so many people are complaining to their business about the name of the Redskins and their sponsorship. And that's something they never considered before. But the main reason is that Daniel Snyder wants to buy in DC. He needs government permission to buy that land to build a new stadium. And this is like incredibly cynical, but as soon as it is something to benefit him, he's like, okay, I'll change the name of the team, because they're like, as long as you're the Redskins, we're not going to let you buy this land and build a new stadium. But I'm telling you, that would not have happened without all the protests going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. But also just fuck every last one of these sports team owners.
Yeah.
But I would like to say very quickly that the coverage of the protests, or whatever you want to call them, I'd like to imagine it's a rebellion, but they, it seems to be non-existent, yet all across the world, people are still out there every day. And
over
they're
40
becoming
days
more
straight.
organized with each passing day.
Yeah.
And they've all, I know at least in Detroit, there's a comprehensive list of demands that you can access. And surprise, surprise, the mayor and Chief Greg are fighting hard to not meet those demands. But I don't, the idea that they're not doing anything, I think is bullshit. I think that's like a talking point for people that would rather, I just want everything to get back to normal,
Yeah.
which
Well, I think a lot of people
what the
feel that
fuck
way,
does
yeah.
that mean?
Well, also, yeah, like what is normal? Like,
Yeah.
like nothing is normal. Like, and things that happened 20 years ago, like that time wasn't normal. And so that's just a subjective term that doesn't mean anything. And people are like freaking out about it right now.
Yeah. Because they're afraid and they fear.
Yeah.
Guys, I just want to go.
They
I
fear
just want to go to a
solidarity.
restaurant and get a little nibbles. I just want to get some nibbles. I just want to get bottomless mojitos. And I just want to fuck.
Where do they have bottomless mojitos?
I don't know. I'm gonna.
Where can
find
you
it.
fuck at a restaurant?
Everywhere. All the restaurants.
I will tell you,
In the bathroom.
I got
Yeah,
an
well,
email.
yeah, I've been there.
I got an
Hell
email
yeah,
from Red Robin today that they're back open.
Yum.
Bathrooms are clean and ready to fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were going with that.
Yesterday, I was at my pool and was distanced from everybody. I don't go when it's crowded.
Yeah.
But
Was the creepy guy still there?
He was not there yesterday. Thank goodness. I cannot with him. But there were two guys in the pool and they were discussing how they were so excited about they were going to go out to eat, and then it later was I was eavesdropping obviously, and they were going to Red Robin.
Nice. Well, so marketing
Good for
works,
them.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems the country's gone crazy. Like even like driving here on the turnpike, we were like stopping at a rest area, and like me and my parents all wore masks, and there are people, even the workers inside the rest area, the service plaza, were like they had like the chin strap mask, and they're just walking around just like, this is why I hate Ohio. What a passion.
Hey, I almost backhanded somebody. I almost got in my first no mask fight yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. I was at the gas station and I was coming out, I was wearing my mask, and there was a guy not wearing a mask and he was holding the door for me. And I was like, oh shit, I got to run past this asshole. So I kind of just like ran past him like really quickly around him to my car. And as I'm getting into my car, he goes, "You're welcome, sweetheart." And I don't know, he's never met me, but you guys have met me before, and I'm not the one that you generally would say sweetheart to in any context. And but he ran inside really quickly, and it really took every ounce of me not to just
like a true coward
put a fist in his mouth.
I said like a true coward.
Yeah, Yeah. And he wasn't like an old man. He was like maybe a few years older than me, but like, I don't want your fucking mouth germs when I'm trying to just leave a store, and you're not doing me a favor. Like, I'm not helpless, you know? If you want to do me a favor, put a fucking piece of cloth on your face.
that door for me.
Oh my God, I'm so weak.
You strong boy.
This is a nice porn.
Oh, God.
It's been a while since Katie and I did our porn voices.
Yeah, I
Thank
know.
you.
Speaking of sex, we were talking about this in the pre-show.
Yeah.
And what are the bases, the sex bases? First base, second base, third base, home plate. Now, I thought I knew, but apparently, like, there's a generational maybe disconnect, or maybe they've been updated and I didn't know. So let's
updated.
So let's start.
First base is kissing.
Yeah.
First
Second base is
crying.
holding hands. Oh, I'm sorry. You're
Okay.
right. Kyle's
not
right.
your,
First
not
base
your
is
sex,
crying.
Kyle. Other people's
I'm sorry.
sex.
I got
First
them mixed up.
First base
Yeah.
is kissing.
Yeah.
Okay, I've done it.
Second base
Okay.
is finger hand stuff.
Yeah. Finger
Oh,
hand
I've been
stuff.
there.
Yeah.
Really?
And then-
Okay. See,
What's
this
it
is
like?
And then third base is mouth stuff.
Yeah. Mouth shit.
Oh shit.
I
See.
thought I thought second base was feeling up, like
that's what I thought
like
too.
no like to hand stuff, but no genital hand stuff.
Yeah, hand and
Okay.
mostly hand
Really?
like hand stuff above
Yeah.
the waist.
And then third base
Third base
was like cummy stuff, but with no
digital manipulation /
Digital.
mouth
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah,
like
you know what? Now that I think about it,
Wow.
I haven't had to think about this in a long time, but I think you might be
I think
right.
about it every day.
Why
I
you and
think
Steve don't
second base-
discuss this regularly?
Yeah, I think
He's like,
second
what base are we on, Katie?
Yeah.
I think second base might be up like that's like just
Feel
like
up?
just hand stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, boob and butt stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys are watching along in the comments, please feel free to
Maybe a
comment
dry
on
hump.
your ranking of the bases. And also, if you have
Yeah.
questions for Janine, leave them on YouTube or Facebook. We'll
Wait,
I always felt like
what's home base then?
I'm shot.
huh?
is marriage,
What?
obviously.
Come shot
I-
right to the face.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I thought it was a sexless marriage.
Aw.
That's the
Yeah.
ultimate goal. I mean,
Yeah,
no.
I know.
Here's the thing. They say coming's the ultimate goal, so that I feel that's
Is
home
it?
pick. Yeah, everything you've ever done is for the purpose of coming.
I
Well,
thought the
isn't it
ultimate
really
goal
to
was creating
reproduce?
a baby.
Yeah.
Kyle, you were so
I
dead in
think
the
you-
face when you were
Yeah.
I thought the ultimate goal was having a child.
Yeah.
That's
Well, that's
what
what coming
happened in
does.
these parts.
Kate,
I've never-
you're the
That
only
sounds
success
awful.
here.
So is
Yeah.
is home base having a kid?
No.
No, when your home is repossessed, when home base is repossessed, that's having a kid.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Kind of.
Wait,
fits
wait,
in.
I don't like
Then
that
it's
at
game.
all.
wait,
Then it's game
wait.
over.
Anthony Coates said home base is booty stuff.
I mean, I don't
Hell
disagree.
yeah, Coates.
Like,
What happens if you steal home?
Oh.
Oh. Well, there's been a lot of that going around in the past year. You know?
Yeah,
fuck, I'm never gonna have sex.
No, probably
It'll happen
not.
for you, buddy.
No, it
You-
won't, Tony.
tell
and
him
we all
that,
know
Tony.
You just got to pray your way out of hell, and you're going to be fine.
It's-
You know.
Yeah.
You know, things seem-
honestly, it's really disappointing.
Yeah. What is the update
Really?
from hell, Nick? What's going on in hell?
Well, there is Hitler.
Hmm?
There's Beethoven.
Really?
There's Walt Disney.
Well, that makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Sure.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
The teddy bear.
And they're just kind of like, well,
Yeah,
they're doing like sex stuff, and I
Oh, okay.
was, like
Which
asked
base?
if I could be a part of it.
Which
I gotta
base they
imagine
on?
this is like, phew, this
I
is
think they're all
the
getting,
bases, and
yeah.
just someone hit a home run because
It's a no hitter.
Ew.
I think they're all getting home plated.
they're like pooping
quote
and
Anthony
peeing
Coates.
on each other. It's
Aw,
like,
Oh,
cute.
that's a whole different ball game.
no, the smell is ridiculous, but
Mm.
there's
I
nothing
love
I can
sex
do because
sports
I'm in
metaphors.
hell. So.
You like sex sports metaphors?
Yeah.
All right. I
Ball
think
game.
that's as good a time as any to bring out our first guest.
Make her real uncomfortable.
Our first and only guest. She's going to be here for the show. If you watch Netflix's The Floor is Lava, you'll see her in episode 9. I should say, do not ask her how the episode turned out because she's signed a contract saying she's not allowed to say. An NDA.
I can't wait to hear about all the contract shit. That sounds
Yeah,
so
We don't
yeah.
exciting.
honor contract.
She's also you can catch her. Well, you used to be able to catch her at UCB. She's done stuff for Nickelodeon, and she's currently working on a show. We'll ask her about that. And she does live looping, which she's going to grace us with a performance tonight. Everybody, please welcome Kate's best friend in the world, or just a good friend, Janine Hogan.
Don't say that. Don't put pressure on me now
Hi,
to
Janine.
establish something.
Okay, I'll
Hello.
put pressure on Janine. Hey, Janine, how would you rank your and Kate's friendship in importance? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most important. Kate, look away.
Of all my friendships?
Yes.
Or, I mean, you
Yeah.
still hear me. And
Of all your friends in the business.
oh, in the bid. Ooh,
Yeah.
In the business?
Or out of the business.
That's more like
Oh,
it.
no. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to say probably like a 10.
Wow. That is a in the business answer. Yeah, I like it.
Full disclosure,
Well,
Janine and I have never met in person.
You haven't?
No.
Friends.
We are old Vine friends.
Oh, okay.
If you guys remember, Vine used to exist.
Have you
Yeah,
heard each
yeah.
other's voices before?
Huh?
Have you heard each other's
Yeah.
voices before?
But we
Okay.
never had a conversation.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, that's
Hmm.
all going to change tonight.
I
Mhm.
know.
I'm not fucking talking to her. Don't you dare
Oh, okay.
say a word.
I feel the
Kate,
magic.
you can type emojis into the chat, Kate, if you have anything to say to Janine, and we will relay
Just
them to her.
silence
Thank
me. All right.
Yeah. So thanks so much for being on the show. And also, it was funny the way I found out, because Kate, arranged for you to be on the show, and you very nicely agreed. And I was watching The Floor is Lava, and then I saw you, and I was like, Janine, why does she look so familiar? And then she's like, I do live looping. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be our guest on Monday. And Kate's like, oh yeah, she's on that show. And I was
Yeah,
like,
good timing. My big break right now. It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
huge.
Have you gotten have you gotten much notice or recognition for being on the show from people that you know, or just randos?
Actually, yeah. I mean, Netflix is really good at like promo, so I chose the right game show to do. Because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm watching the show," and I'm like, you would not watch that on any other network, but thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people have done it, and then I've gotten some random like followers here and there. They were purposely vague about like last names, and they also were like, we're not going to mention that you're comedians. We were like, okay, cool. Why are we here?
Yeah.
But it's random people. A lot of people from like elementary school be like, oh my God, are you on Netflix? I'm like, yeah, technically, yes.
Yeah.
Technically.
I feel like
And-
that's your chance to flex a little. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Netflix.
what?
Nothing.
He said
Block
Netflix.
Kyle, block him.
No, it was a good
Yeah.
joke.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Netflix.
block
I like
me.
it. Do you like puns, Janine? Because you're going to hear a lot of them tonight.
I'm not good at them, so I always
Okay.
say I don't like them, but it's just because I'm not good at them.
You're jelly. Okay.
I have
One-
so many questions.
Okay, I might
just-
be able to answer some of them.
No.
Where
Yeah,
do you go?
right.
Where do you go?
So where do you go is like actually like the most sincere question since I started watching the show. I was just like, are you directed that you have to stay under for a certain amount of time, or is there a tube?
Well,
like, this globe
before we
that,
start
like,
that, let's explain what the show
away?
is. Let's explain what the show is for those that don't know. The Floor is Lava is like a game show where they set up like basically like a living room or a kitchen or whatever, like that old childhood game, The Floor is Lava, but they make it like wet. Like, it's like, it's,
What?
yeah, that was a terrible. This is Netflix After Dark,
That's
Moist,
folks.
very moist and damp.
Yeah, it's very moist. No, they put in water, it makes it look like lava.
It's like
and then you
Ninja
fall.
Warrior meets Guts.
Yeah, thank you. See, you did it so much better than I did.
you did a
Caitlin.
great job.
And
Caitlin.
people
Yeah.
have
I
said
love game shows.
People have said Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
okay. So yeah, to answer the question, like to repeat Caitlin's question. So when you go underneath, do they say you have to like submerge yourself?
Yeah, so we die.
Yeah.
We
Sweet.
go under. So
Great.
we're dying when we go
Did you know that children think that you actually die on the show?
I did not know until like my 3-year-old niece called me and was like, "Is Nini okay? Is Nini okay?"
Oh,
I was like,
So sad.
She called me and I
It's
was
really
like,
sad.
what's she's like, "You went in the lava." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm fine. Here I am. I filmed that 2 years ago. I'm here."
Yeah.
still."
Really? That
Oh,
it was
did you
that
really?
long ago?
Was that long ago?
It was like a year and a half ish.
Wow.
Hmm.
But because it's like a Netflix international show, it just takes like way longer for translation.
Yeah.
and all that.
I see.
One
Where were
thing
the
I was really.
cameras?
Oh yeah.
Wait,
You
what
want
did
to
you
be?
say?
Where were the cameras at?
Oh, there was like, I don't even know how many. There's got to be over, I want to say 30 cameras probably
Wow.
Oh wow.
throughout
Wow.
the entire thing. It's like a super huge setup.
Yeah.
So they were just all kind of all over everywhere.
Are you allowed to say where it was staged?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The thing I was curious about was your Facebook post that Netflix tried to make you delete your stuff. Are you allowed to talk about that?
So they're tight about the NDA. They reached out to all of them.
Okay.
Seriously, don't tell anyone don't tell anyone anything. And we were like, okay, yeah, sure. So I just reply to everyone's tweets with, oh no, we die. It's where I'm dead. But yeah, so they're super strict about NDAs. And so when you go on like game show type things, they have a company that does like a deep dive of your past on social media, on your website, like everything. Like they found an old interview I did with like this news magazine company that they talked about. I mentioned having epilepsy, and they had it included in the packet, like circled it, and they're like, this person is a risk. And so they brought up a bunch of like tweets from 2009 where I would make jokes about like, and none of it was like, luckily there wasn't anything that I looked at and I was like, yikes, you guys are right. Should not.
I cancel myself.
It was mostly like jokes. There was one where I had like a fake gun when I was filming something. And I was like, do you want a date? Yes or no? Answer quick. And like stupid jokes, like, and they're like, you can't show a gun. You can't show. So they gave me, because I do like modeling, I'm like semi-nude online or like partially nude in places. And so they gave me like a packet. And they're like, yeah, we're going to need you to go through and delete all these. And I was like, I no, I can't. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to like take down my whole modeling website and everything. I was like, I'm not going to do that.
But they still, but it didn't matter in the end, right? They just allowed you.
There was like some that I was like, okay, I'll take down these tweets. I'll take down this like silly tweet jokes. But there's some stuff where I was like, I just can't. And they knew going into it, like part of the sell of us, they reached out to my teammate she's a game show lifer. She nails it. She's got just a game show personality in real life. And so she
I got that vibe from her.
Yeah.
Well, just watching, I was like, wow, she's very reactive.
Yeah. Yeah. So they reached out to her because she had done game shows before. And so they knew we were comedians. They knew, like, we knew going into it, we were the comedic relief. And we were okay with that. We were like, we're not gonna break, blow anybody's minds with our jumps or flips or anything. Like the next people in my episode were rock climbers. And
I was like, they like killed it. They did it in like 6 minutes.
Make her feel bad about it, all right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I turned it off after you because I did my research.
Say what?
I watched your segment and then I turned it off because that was all the research I needed.
I watched the whole thing.
Well, whatever, dude.
It could have watched my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, there's rock climbers going after us. We were like, oh, okay, we're not, like, we get it why we're here.
Yeah.
But it was very fun and weird. And
that bed seems insane.
The second I saw that bed, I knew I was a done deal because I look at a car. I'm looking at my window right now. If I look too closely at a car, I will get car sick. It's like not.
Yeah, there's no way. Like when you fell, I was like, that's exactly, I think I would have just like spiraled off the bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, if I go closest to the edge, my jump will be smaller. This is smart. And then being on the edge, the lava is slippery and it's very, very slippery. And so I just was like, I'm in the lava now. And I was like, cool. And we did two courses, one that didn't make it in the show.
Oh, that's interesting.
Actually, nobody running that course made it in the show. So I don't know if they just cut that whole course for a reason or whatever.
I wonder if they'll make it like a bonus like episode or something.
They've talked about doing like a best of or
but like actually you don't know her, but Margaret Ebertowski, who's like a teacher for all of us.
All right, let's just ignore 20 for a second. Let's just keep talking amongst ourselves.
Oops.
Oh, there you. Oh no. Oh,
Tony's internet's bad today.
He's in space. He's bad signal.
Yeah.
You there, Tone?
Yeah. Okay. I am there. Sorry, it froze for a second. I'm on my sister's internet. If Janine, I'm in Pittsburgh here. She's about to have a baby. So
I have some
delivering
questions from Facebook.
Yeah. Go ahead, Caitlin. Ask away.
Our friend Tom Schultz has how do you push back when they ask you to take down social content, i.e., do you read the fine print and split the hairs on things of all the requirements versus the language that is less strict, may or should not qualify.
Wow, that's a very official question.
That's
He's
really
an engineer. He's a very smart boy.
Yeah, he's a
Tom.
physicist.
well, this is TV, so nothing's real. It was like there wasn't a thing where they were like, just so you know, we're gonna delete everything. They had to sign. We had to sign like permissions and things to be like, yes, you're allowed to go and hunt through all my stuff because like that's
Gotcha.
creepy. Like they're professional creeps. That's like their career.
Yeah. That's
And
an insane job when you think about it.
it seems like a nightmare because a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff I saw, I was like, yikes, not my best work. 2008.
It's really, this is your life moment.
Yeah, 2008 might not be the best time to look at my comedic tweets. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
All those. But they truly gave me a bunch, and I was like, this is so much I can't. And the producers liked us, and so it was like kind of a back and forth thing where I was like, I just can't. Like this is like you want me to take down my modeling portfolio? That's just like I can't do that. That's
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
like if
Yeah.
you want me to take it down, just so you know, it's gonna go back up tomorrow. Like I don't know what. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
So they were cool about it where it wasn't really an official thing where I was like, well, I'm going to redline this part right here and we're actually going to circle it. Like, it was just like, I was like, I'll delete this, this, and this, but like, I can't do this. And they went
Yeah.
back and kind of like, we're done talking about a thing. So we're not going to focus on it. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I love me a woman that says no.
What
not-
what
so
was
bad.
the temperature of the water like?
There's a joke there I'm not going to make.
Don't. It was like, NDAs.
Mm.
It was,
Oh.
it was hot because it was lava.
Okay.
Sometimes I have to think, can I answer that question? And then I realize,
Does it
I also
have
noticed
does it
they-
taste like lava?
oh, it does not. Does not. I wouldn't say it's an enjoyable experience. I would say it's actually very not
Mm.
enjoyable.
Did it stain your clothes? That's my last question.
Well, we bought clothes, multiple outfits that match for the show specifically. And I think I still have the leggings, and I don't think they stained. No, because
Okay.
it well, I'll say that the lava it involves a lot of lighting
Mm.
rather than I don't know what's lava science, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a very glowing lava.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Did you?
And
Well,
have to
it was a
say-
fun show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm not a big game show guy.
Thank you. Yeah.
I like. Yeah, it reminded me of Guts, like we were saying earlier, and that
Yeah,
was.
Legends of the
So it was like kind of
Invincible
nostalgic.
Guts, all those. I like, and I'm a sucker for Ninja Warrior. That you put that on, and I won't turn it off.
I
Yeah.
actually my first TV job was on American Ninja Warrior,
Really?
Mm.
season 7 or something like that.
Wow.
That's weird. Worlds collide, but it was fun. It was weird. Everyone's like, "Wow, that's amazing," and I was like, It was definitely an experience. I definitely did. That was cool.
Yeah.
So it was like chill.
So I've got a dumb question. I'm sorry, but when you said you bought, so did they give you money to purchase clothes, or did that come from a wardrobe department?
So no. NDAs. No, they did not give us money. We bought it on our own.
Yeah, I would expect that. I mean, like,
Yeah.
because
And
it wasn't.
they had to like approve it. It was like each team had to get like a color scheme that matched and like get it approved by. It was like a whole thing.
Wow.
And yes, and it was like someone on your episode already chose red and someone already chose black or something. They're like, how do you feel about peach? And we were like, I don't know. Like, you want us to buy peach leggings? Like, can't you choose like black again or something? So I actually didn't. My teammate went and took one for the team because I was working still. So she just went out. And was
Yeah.
like, I bought stuff and I was like, great. I love that stuff.
Now, was injury a concern? Because I saw another episode where people were just hitting their heads, and there's like no protective gear.
It's
But I like pain.
It's definitely a concern. It seems like people love it. It seems like that's what people are into the show for. and
Yeah.
That's cool. I understand, but also you're mean and you're a bully to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's definitely. I think there's definitely potential. That was a lot. That was paperwork that we were like, it's on you, dude. It's on you. Like if you fall, that's like your shit.
Oh yeah. I would assume you're like
Mhm.
jumping on furniture. That's
Yeah.
you
So-
have to sign a disclosure at a friggin' trampoline place.
yeah, that, but to the max.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't actually know if anyone got hurt because I wasn't there every day, and obviously they're not going to be like, yeah, check out this episode of Floor is Lava. This person broke their leg.
Yeah.
Maybe they're
Well,
not-
after the first episode, they said they ran like an in memoriam for this person, and I thought it was someone that had just been on that episode. I'm like, because he looked like one of the guys, and I was
Well,
like,
she said they
oh my god,
die.
yeah, and I was like, oh my god, like, did somebody die like soon after? But it was actually a producer for the show. So,
Yeah.
It's still
speaking
sad.
of, yeah.
Imagine if episode 1 they were like, yeah, someone did die. Check out the other 9 episodes of the show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
Let's see who else dies next.
Yeah. Now you're out in LA, and have
my.
you been out
On,
with the
like,
protests and
you
stuff?
know,
Like, I know you're in LA too, Kyle.
Yeah,
I
no,
saw,
but go ahead.
I saw a post where you had a run-in with somebody.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I have been to protests, multiple. I haven't been in a bit because I got tested for COVID, tested negative, and so I try to make sure that I'm like, I know I'm negative if I go to that.
Right.
Although everyone that I've gone to, everyone's wearing masks.
Exactly.
They have tons of people wearing or handing out hand sanitizer, handing out extra masks if you need it. Everyone's keeping distance. Like, it's safer than I feel when I go grocery shopping. But I did randomly, me and my girlfriend were walking out of the house to get something out of the car, and this guy was driving by, and my car says Black Lives Matter on it. And some guy was driving by, and he just yelled, "Black lives suck," out his window, just still driving. And I was like, so I instinctively just yelled back. I was like, "Fuck you." And then he pulled over and got out of his car. And so I started filming because I was like, oh God, what's this nonsense?
Yeah.
And so he's like, starts talking shit, and he's like, you're like, you bitch, blah blah blah, whatever. He's like
Classic.
screaming back and forth. It was like a whole thing, and I wasn't really yelling back at him because I was just like, yeah, sure, you look dumb right now.
Mhm.
Filming him, and then he like stood down at the corner and just like wouldn't stop yelling, and then he called the cops on us, which I was like,
Wow.
what? Okay, all right,
Right.
sure. And so the cops came, and they were just basically like, what? I don't know, dude, like he's leaving, and I told him he couldn't come here anymore, and I was like, cool, because like I live here, so it's kind of like he knows where I live. It's like a thing,
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
but he was like, it was insane. It was one of those situations where I was like, how do you in your brain justify this? Like, in your brain, what
Yeah.
do you think is happening right now that you're like, I'm right?
Right.
I was
Like, what did he call the cops on? Like,
He was down the street. Like, I have video. He was very far away, like down at the corner. And he was just like, leave me alone. I was like, I'm standing at my home. I'm at my house.
Yeah.
You don't live here. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm looking for an address. I was like, cool. Why are you standing here yelling? Like, whatever. And he's trying to get like neighbors involved. So neighbors were yelling at him. And he's like, yeah, they're saying this, blah, blah, blah. And people are like, just go home, dude. You don't live here. Like, what are
yeah, they're saying Black lives don't suck.
Yeah.
You're like, what the heck? They said that Black lives are good and we want them. And he's like, no. And
That's
so,
like the most insane thing about those people.
Right?
That they just like, it's pure racism.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, most people try to disguise it as like a left versus right thing, but then those people are just like, no, Black lives
or
suck.
heritage.
Yeah.
he straight up was
Yeah.
like, Black lives suck. And I was like, you couldn't have been more straightforward about it.
I know.
Like, I get what you're going for. I don't like it. And that's why I
Yeah.
said thank you. He's like,
Yeah.
basically he said that if someone like cusses at him, he should be allowed to cuss back. That was the reason the cop, because I told the cop, I was like, the cop went to talk to him first. And I was like, for sure, I don't know what he could be saying to the cop that he thinks is like, thanks for coming. This is what I needed to call 911 for.
Yeah.
These people, they're outside their house sticking up for people. And it's like,
Yeah.
It offends me.
yeah, it offends me.
Yeah. It's like, let's go back to how
the
things
cop was
were.
like, me too. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
I feel you, bro.
So the cop was like super, they were very like cordial. And I was like, you have so much more patience than me. Because I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you just wasted, you're calling. I went, don't call. You just wasted so much time and money of everyone involved.
Yeah.
And he was like, we were harassing him. We were, I was like, what are you, I'm standing at my house, dude.
Yeah.
So it was a fun
I
time.
bet he's never had a female like talk to him. And it really threw
No,
him
I
off.
he definitely doesn't know what put him to. And
Does he know what third base is? Can he explain it to us? Because we don't even know.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that discussion. We were discussing what the bases were, and there's some difference of opinion.
first base is kissing, right?
Yes.
We all
Yeah.
agree on that one.
Mhm.
Right. Second base is hand things.
Okay.
That's where I was at.
Third base is mouth things.
Yeah.
Eh,
Oh, see,
And home
I
run.
thought that like I'm older, so it's like second base is like hand things above the waist. Third base is mouth stuff / hand things below the waist.
That could be true. I don't know.
Any kind of
I think
coming.
it's a generational thing.
I
And
also have
I
never.
mean, regardless, third base you come.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope.
I mean,
or,
well,
or you say this has never happened before. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
to each his own.
like-
So
Tony.
you, besides The Floor is Lava, you also work on a Nickelodeon show. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So I write for a Nickelodeon show called The Substitute. It's a hidden camera prank show where celebrities go undercover, like in full prosthetic makeup, and play characters that are like terrible teachers. And we go into schools and prank kids. So we go in the night before, load in cameras everywhere in the classroom or wherever we're doing like a field trip or whatever. And then celebrities come in, and I get paid to like write things that fuck with kids, and it's kind of like a dream job.
Wow, that does sound like a dream job. I was like,
yeah,
I was like the kid that like substitute teachers hated.
Me too, 100%. I was like, I used to get paid for this, and now I make money for it.
Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to live for getting a
Life is
substitute
good.
teacher. And as soon as they'd walk in, I'd be like, well, I'm going to eat you alive.
Yeah, it's like, welcome to class, motherfucker.
Yeah, here we go. I spend 90% of the time in the hallway anyway, so buckle up.
I don't care about a word you say, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like our viewers that care about that kind of stuff, and like, you know, like to them you're like living the dream. Can you talk a little bit how you landed that job?
Sure. It's actually kind of a weird but like serendipitous. Is that a word?
Yes, you got it
Yeah.
right.
That is 100% word.
Nailed it. You're hired.
Me, I didn't go to college. So
Me either.
I started working. So I was in Florida. I grew up mostly in Florida, and I started doing like music videos, like directing, shooting, editing, and then like wedding videos and like small event recaps and just stuff like that to teach myself how to like use.
So this is before Vine.
This is before Vine. Yeah, this is like
Okay.
2010 through 20.
Okay.
And then it got to the point where I was like, oh man, I want to work on like bigger stuff, like doper stuff. So I dropped out of college, bought a one-way ticket to LA, slept on someone's couch for a little bit,
Wow. Kyle.
and just like was trying to do the cliche thing of like getting a PA gig.
Yeah.
As everyone knows, your first gig, it's a hookup. It's really fucking hard. It kind of has to be like a hookup situation. And so one of my roommates at the time was working on American Ninja Warrior, and they just needed an office PA, and they were like willing to have someone green because it was like an office PA, you can figure it out. So I worked on that for a full season. That was a long gig. And then from there, I bounced around and I did TV, a lot of producing, and I was doing comedy on the side. I was doing like shows at night and doing all that shit and doing like YouTube and Vine. And then I have always done like doc style TV. So I did a lot of like Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman and like Travel Channel stuff. And I just got off a Bigfoot show. So it'd be like a lot of like science shit. So it was cool. It kind of usually felt like smart TV.
Yeah.
And then doing all kinds of comedy at night. And so someone texted me, because I'll like refer a lot of people. Someone texted me, was like, do you know anyone that's available for this Nickelodeon hidden camera show? And I was like, for sure, me. And I sent no other references. I just said me.
Damn right you didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
Funny.
absolutely. So I got an interview, and it was like at that company, it's called IPC. They do a bunch of different like shows, and they had done like doc style stuff. So I knew a few people there. So as I was walking out, they're like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I do work on a show, a Bigfoot show right now, but I'm at a doctor's appointment. So please go tell them I'm fun and cool. And then I was able to like merge these worlds by being a producer on the show, but which is like, you know, I was supposed to have mixed responsibilities of like coming up with creative and then also like backing up the other producers if they need help.
Yeah.
And it just worked out. It just worked out that I became a fully creative person. And so all I did was like write last season, and then this season I'm like head writer on it, bumped up.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Congrats.
And so it's like a weird, very lucky situation where the worlds collided. And I made a short film in early 2017, like a dark comedy, and it was super all out of my pocket. I spent all of my money. And one of the PAs was like a film student in school and came to PA for us for free. It was a crew of all entirely women.
Okay,
And so
cool.
Hell yeah.
she came to PA with us for free. And that is the person that reached out to me asking for the Nickelodeon referrals. So I was like, weird world.
Damn.
Shit just
Goes
works
around,
out.
comes around.
Yeah.
Stuff just happens randomly. And I've referred her to job. It's like this whole place is, you refer, even on this job, the person that's under me, the network sent 2 resumes and I sent 3 resumes, and it was like just being like, hey, these people are green, but they're really funny, whatever. And one of them ended up getting it. It's like people, hook up each other. You have to.
Hey, can you get Kyle a job too while you're at it?
Yeah, I'll work on
We gotta get our poor little boy moved out to LA. We're still trying to get
Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
I picked a great time.
yeah, really good work.
I'm already a celebrity, but I just need a job.
That's true, yeah. He just needs a job.
He's played on the Warped Tour,
Can you pass a background check?
Yeah, I can pass a background check.
Send me your resume for real life.
Oh, look at that. We're
I
making
feel like
stuff
you two
happen.
should be friends. You guys are very similar in humor to me. I just want to create friendships. That's all I'm
I
here
love
to do.
friendship. Friendship is honestly my top 5 things.
Yeah,
Kyle is full of good stories also.
I'll take it. I love good
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah, Kyle has great stories.
Thanks, guys. I've lived a life, and now I'm stuck in my
So
house.
you used to, are you still doing any improv really? Or because I know you did a bunch.
Now, I mean, the whole town is shut down, so I have
Oh yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting that we're in the middle of hell.
so I have no idea what comedy is going to be like after this. But before this, I did like SF Sketch Fest, and I was I did Women in Comedy Fest in Boston, and
you were an opener for one of our Detroit friends.
Oh, really?
Paul F. Tompkins.
Yes,
He's a big friend of Detroit.
Mm-hmm. He was great, and I opened for him on a show that was in this science museum. So I like did a set. It was maybe my best show ever. There's like probably like 400 people there on this random like all glass room. And there was like a floor skeleton above me, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life." So that was very fucking cool in San Francisco.
Yeah, one of our friends I think was an opener with you. I don't know her whole name. G.
Oh yeah, G.
Yeah,
People know G in Detroit. Yeah, she's out in LA now, I think.
She's in SF. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I feel like
San Francisco, Kate.
I don't remember her name, but I do think we're Facebook friends. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like where I am, but like up.
Yeah, her full name is Gula, but she goes by G mostly.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think she hosted from one of my shows also.
Oh, dope.
What else was I going to say? You do live looping too. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I do, yeah. So that's kind of all I'm doing now. Is I was doing a lot of like improv and stand up in the world, just kind of like figuring out what I like best and doing both at the same time. And I ended up on a hip hop improv team out here for a few years. That was like very fun because I've always done a lot of like rapping and stuff.
What is a hip hop improv team?
So for you improv heads out there, we did long form improv where instead of swiping scenes, we created fully improvised songs together.
Oh, okay.
Team of like 6 of us. So we would, instead of ending a scene where we would swipe, someone would do like a record scratch, like and then yell whatever. Like we would take a line. One of my favorite examples is "What happens in Thailand stays in Thailand," so that becomes the chorus of the song, and we do like one person does a verse of that, and then we use that song as suggestions for the next however many scenes, tag outs, whatever.
I see.
Dope.
Yeah, so it was very fun. So I was doing that for a while, and then I was like,
looping into that, would there be somebody off to the side doing like beats or?
Huh?
Sorry, there's a little bit of lag there. I was saying like like when you do those kind of forms, is there somebody off to the side like DJing or incorporating loops into this, or is it all just the troupe?
So we would all do like what's called like a sound bomb, where we would all make sounds. So we would beatbox and like sing and hum and do different things to like an a cappella group type thing, to create a beat behind the person that was rapping or whatever. And I frequently did a lot of beatboxing just because I like fell to that, and a lot of the other people on my team could actually sing, and I was like, you guys should do that. You're good at that. And so yeah, we would just make it all, and usually it would be like inspired by an energy. Like if our or something like our suggestion where it was like icy, it would be a lot of sounds where it's like ding ding ding. Like we try to keep it sort of in that realm, or that world.
Could you do a little live looping for us?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Here, I did this so you can maybe kind of see it.
Yeah.
I bought this new desk. Do you like it? Look,
That's
I'm
cool.
Is
Oh,
it moving?
look at that.
Wow.
Oh
I
shit.
Sweet.
I did it just so you could see this, because people, what's
kind-
That's awesome.
What kind of brand is it?
Is it a Jarvis?
the desk?
Yeah.
Oh, I had to put so many of those together once for a
I
job.
don't know. Let me get back to you. Check out the comments. I'll shout out my sponsor. I spent a lot of money on.
Yeah, cop an endorsement deal, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not saying their name unless they fucking sponsor me.
Exactly.
How about that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Get
can
your
do
money.
some, and I usually do improvise like with an audience. It's weird to develop like a Zoom show set, sort of, because I
Been
do
there, yeah.
so much audience interaction and so much. It's very like weird and like just strange. I just have a lot of fun getting like very strange with the audience, making them chant things. And one time I brought someone on stage. It turns out she was a therapist. So then I brought my girlfriend on stage, and we did a couples therapy on stage in front of everyone.
Wow.
It's like I end up pulling people a lot and just like fucking around, trolling people. So that's like not a thing that happens on the internet. So I usually just do words. I have like an app that'll cycle through words.
Okay, cool.
But I feel like I'm probably just gonna bullshit off about some of this stuff because we talked about a lot of stuff. Is that okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Okay, I'm gonna
All
do
right. All right, Janine Hogan, everybody. Everybody else, silence your audio, please.
Don't tell me what to do.
It's just going to be stuck on Kyle until Janine starts.
The floor is rocking. The floor is rocking. The floor is rocking.
It might be hot, but it might be not. Yes, I signed a paper, a kind of a lot. Yes, they're fat as fuck. They're like, don't say shit. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Just put me in this bitch because I'm just trying to be on TV, trying to get those credits. My name is Janine, trying to fill those parentheses after that, like with Netflix and Nickelodeon, please. I just want a job. See, the point, we spent a lot of money, spent a lot of money doing improv, and we put a lot of money into it. And I'll tell you what, not a lot of money comes out of it. These machines cost money.
The floor is rocking. The floor is rocking. The floor is rocking.
I didn't go to college, and sometimes I regret it. I didn't go to college, and sometimes.
Yes, please, because I need money in the bank. I'm just trying to make that shit stack. Like, what's up? What's up? Can I please get some shit? If you're out there, Hollywood is shut down. So if you have a show that you're doing, I'll do it. I'll do that show because I haven't been on a stage in quite a while. My living room is my stage now. I put on a shirt. I did not put on pants. These are my pajama shorts. This is just the way Hollywood is now. So sorry about it.
Sponsor me. Sponsor me. Sponsor me. sponsor me. Sponsor me. Sponsor.
The floor is dry.
Guess what? You guys can't stop me because I have the whole mic. So I can do this as long as I want. Joke's on you. JanineHogan.com. Thanks. That was a little ditty I like to call The Floor is Lava.
All right, that was awesome.
Super relatable lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you kind of summed up the whole, like, you know, what we've been talking about and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We have a looper, don't we? We know, remember Dustin's Lupin show?
Yeah, he has the same rig as you, I believe.
Jesus
Really?
Christ, Kate.
Mhm. I like Kate getting very defensive. We have a looper, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, what you do, I like it, but other people do it. So
Hey, didn't you know?
No,
other
you're way
people do
better,
that?
Janine.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about Reggie Watts for an hour, guys.
Yeah.
ever heard of them?
Ever heard of them?
Comedy.
I'm sure no one's ever asked you that question ever.
That's a lot of people's. And my favorite thing is to go, who?
Hey.
No, I don't.
I'm not
What does he do?
familiar.
I haven't heard about him. Maybe I'll look him up. Does he have like a website or something?
Yeah, it is weird. Like, you know, he's definitely popularized and, you know, pioneered a lot of things in live looping. But unlike other forms of like music, you know, or rhyming, it's like you don't see someone playing a violin like, well, you know, Stradivarius, you know, he kind of, you know, you're kind of ripping him off, you know.
Yeah. It's weird. I feel like because it's something that's still rare. Like I know that I book shows, I'll book bigger shows, and I know I booked this because I'm a looper. Like if I was doing traditional stand-up, realistically, I'm not gonna be on this lineup. And guess what? I'm fine with that. I will take that. That will take that one up. I'll do what I have to. And I think because it's like semi-rare now, people still are like, I know one other person that does that with the machine. So basically the same. When like in reality our styles are very different. I could never be on Reggie Watts's level. Like we're very different, obviously. But yeah, I think people are just like, oh, face noise. I know a face noise guy. Yeah.
Where
Well,
can
you have
people
roommates.
Go ahead.
What? I was
Go
gonna say,
ahead,
do you play a lot like with you have roommates, right?
I do. My roommate Maya is a singer and a musician who I also
Yeah, I
met
know
on-
Maya.
Yeah, the last two people that I lived with, I met both of them on Vine, ironically.
Oh,
One was
wow.
Really?
How did you meet
I
on
would-
Vine? Let's go over this.
Well, I mean, you kind of like run in the same circles. We kind of had like this, you know what I mean? Like everyone kind of clicks up real quick, like everything else in life.
And
I
I
think that's
living in LA, I ended up going to a lot of like parties with Viners, so I would meet more
Yeah.
Vine in that way that I wouldn't necessarily meet. Because like on Vine, I didn't have enough followers to like know these people. Like Maya was huge on Vine, but we
Yeah.
became friends. It was like I was in LA, I'd been to a party, we met, and it was like normal humans. And so yeah, I mean, you just become cool with that person. I feel like Vine was a social media that like was different, where people were it was very interactive. You could really easily like talk to people and get to know people and
Yeah.
Yeah. My roommate recorded me going to home
I want to hear
base.
your Vine story, Kyle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Kyle. There's a Vine that I remember. that
Yeah.
One of our friends posted outside of the door, and Kyle.
Yeah, I was
taking
I was
some of the
I was
foot down.
I was running all the bases in my bedroom. And
Awful. Disgusting.
Boy.
yeah, well, I was a different person back then, Republican. But then my roommate at the time, that Caitlin also knows, was holding his phone and vining my experience.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Ew.
And he went on to
though.
work for TMZ.
no, well, the next day he was going on tour with us because he worked for us, and that was a very awkward.
He worked
first
for
day.
you?
Yeah, I mean, worked for the collective of us, so I couldn't just be like "fuck you." But
So what did your human resources department have to say about that? I'm just kidding. All right.
Did you
yeah,
fill
but that's the Vine story. But
That's a good Vine story.
that's the last. That's the last.
Kyle full of stories like this.
That's the last. That's the last Vine experience that I had.
The last home base experience you've had, though?
Yes, that too.
He took up a life
How
of
does she
celibacy
know?
after that. Yeah,
I'm a priest now.
yeah. He does. It's just very hot, so he took the collar off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you on like TikTok or anything? Like I know if people want to follow Janine, she's J_9_Hogan on Instagram and Twitter. Do you have any interest in TikTok coming from Vine or no?
I do. I'm on TikTok a bit. I do some music stuff. I had a couple videos that blew up that was just like cute videos of me and my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, okay, I am now accepting that I'm like a lesbian TikTok couple. You know what? That's fine. In my industry, numbers equal money, baby. So I'll take followers however I
Get
need.
those sponsorships.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
It is amazing though, like when people are like making such a big deal about TikTok, and I'm like, where were you with Vine? Because like this is just Vine on steroids.
Yeah,
I can't get into it. I haven't gotten into it. I don't know. I kind of feel like I just gotta let everything go. I feel too old for this shit now, to be quite honest with you.
And you are, make no mistake.
Fucking.
There's the thing that's cool about TikTok is like the algorithm is good. Like when people are like TikTok is like, you know, lip syncers and weird young kids biting their lips, and it's like that's true for sure. But I like never see any of that because that's not what my algorithm is. There isn't like a popular now page.
Yeah, like we had that shit on Vine too. Like, let's not pretend we didn't have kids humping the floor. You know what I mean? To like that song. I don't remember what it was, but just like that happened too. I just like I kind of feel like now being pushing 40 that my tolerance for it is really low.
Lower, sure.
I fall down a TikTok wormhole every time I go on it. I end up for at least 20 minutes, and I always am dying laughing for the most part.
Some good comedy on there.
There are a lot of talented young people on there. I look at it sometimes, but I can't use it because, like you, Kate, I'm also way too old.
I've done a few, but it is interesting though because I have like no followers, but I do get like.
Oh, everyone go follow Katie Shea on TikTok.
Yeah. But no, but it's interesting because like depending on what you do, like I've had some that like get like 200 views out of like nowhere. Which is like nothing, but I'm like, how does this? I don't understand how it works.
I don't know. It's like, so the theory, everyone's like doesn't understand the algorithm of TikTok, and it's like very hush hush. I can't imagine what those TikTok NDAs are like. But it's like they test your video by putting it on the For You page of a certain number of people that like that type of stuff. And then if they like it, it's like, oh, this is a good video, and it boosts it to other For You pages. So it creates, it's like you kind of, and that's why people will repost a video and it'll blow up. And before they'll be like, this got 200 views before, and it's like, and now it has like 4 million or something.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard to tell. Sometimes I have videos that like, I have a video that blew up, has like a million views. And I was like, this is not, I mean, cool, great.
Yeah.
But like,
so do you typically repost stuff?
I don't. I tried it one time because someone commented and was like, you should repost this. It didn't get the credit it deserved. And I was like, I don't really know about like repost etiquette. That feels kind of like yucky, whatever. And then I did it and it got even less credit than the first time.
Oh no.
What does reposting mean? Is it like just putting it up again on TikTok?
Yeah, you just put it up again at a different day, different time.
Gotcha.
It blows up. And sometimes it gets less than before.
What
Stupid
a kick.
commenters.
But it's fun. It's TikTok.
Promote other than the Institute and the Floor's Lava. Sorry if I'm speaking over you. It's like I'm getting this weird delay. Pittsburgh internet.
Say what you were saying again.
Do you have anything you want to promote to people out there other than the Floor's Lava and the Substitute?
Yeah, I mean, on my YouTube, I do a lot of live streams. It's basically like this, and I'll do this based off of everyone's comments.
Okay. Cool. How do people find you on YouTube?
If you just look up Janine Hogan.
Okay, great.
/Janine Hogan.
Okay.
And I have some live shows there. I don't know if live comedy will ever be a thing again. Hope it is.
Yeah.
If it is.
Maybe years away. I don't know. Well, it's all about that vaccine, baby.
If it is, please come see me. I need it. I need this.
I feel you.
Other than that, just YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I don't go on Twitter much, but Twitter a little bit. And then I have like a Facebook fan page. So when I stream, I'll stream to like YouTube and Facebook and Twitch all at once.
Okay. Awesome.
So it's
Well,
fun.
yeah. Thanks so much for being on the show. It was a lot of fun, and we learned a lot. I'm glad we were able to have you for the whole.
Oh, there he goes. We were glad we had you for the whole show.
Yeah, we're glad we had you.
Sorry.
We're glad you had you for the whole.
Figured it was something.
Thanks for teaching us about sex.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Listen,
Yeah.
Call me, hit me up. I'll teach you about sex.
Yeah.
I take that back. I don't want to. I
Yeah,
Just
I know,
Kyle
you're
would
gonna get a
be,
lot of
Kyle
weird
would be in your
DMs now.
phone every second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
call me. I only know so much. Let's be honest.
Hey,
Hey, I love all you guys. Thanks for.
Yeah, it was so much fun having you on. We really appreciate
It's
it.
great.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hi, Janine. I always had a crush on her.
Bye,
I say that
Janine.
about
Please
every
come
guest.
back. She's not going to come back, is she?
Kyle, come on. Not everything is hell, okay? Out here in the real world, people will come back.
Nick said that.
Yeah, Nick said that.
Oh, he did? God, this signal. I apologize, guy.
You're
guys.
a freak today. You're a freak,
Guys.
Tony.
It's
You little
Pittsburgh
freak
internet,
boy.
you know?
Hey, you little freak.
You little freak boy.
Fucking
Tony,
freak.
you fucking freak.
God damn
man.
it.
I don't know how I feel
Pervert.
about this. Do I like him?
I'm a bully. I'm a bully.
I'm being
What if we just
I'm in a
discovered
loop.
Tony's kink accidentally? Is
Yeah.
just being shamed. He's
No.
like, oh.
for internet lag.
My drug is
really
yeah,
specific
I know.
fetish.
Yeah, my drug is control. You all know.
Ew.
The girl in the Vine story has that was the last time I hung out with her.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. That is such
mean
a
you're not married?
violation, though.
Yeah, Lisa, if you're listening,
Jesus.
break up
What
with
are
your
these-
fiance.
Are
Let
she really
Kyle take
engaged?
another run on that train.
Yeah. Yeah, we're friends. That's it.
All right. Well, I'll cut the show a little. Short, just because the connection isn't.
Let's go. Final thoughts, everyone.
Yeah, final thoughts. It was great having Janine on, and I felt like I learned about the business. And we might have gotten young Kyle here a job.
young 36-year-old Kyle.
Little baby Kyle.
You mean 26, Kyle?
26. Yeah, young baby face.
Oh,
26-year-old.
That you just did?
I was holding a cigar.
Like Groucho Marx?
Yes.
So
Objects work. Have you heard of it? Oh, there he goes.
I think you should probably apologize.
Yeah, let's wait till he comes back for him to apologize.
Yeah. I missed it.
Janine was great. She's really funny. I liked her style. I hope she comes back.
Yeah, and she's living
super
the
funny.
dream, man.
Mm-hmm.
Super talented. It's always like I've always seen her post things like on Facebook, after Vine ended, and she just kept working and working, and I always really admired that.
Yeah.
I love me a woman who just doesn't stop.
I love me a person. All people matter, Kate.
I think men
said
should
it.
stop, actually, to be honest with you.
No, not all men.
Yeah, like old white guys pushing 40.
Yeah. What about the
Talk
problem?
about yourself again, Nick. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm talking
Don't
about
down
myself,
talk yourself,
Kate.
buddy.
What?
That's all right.
Guys, if you
You're
want to
doing
buy some indulgences for Nick or pray for him, we're gonna pray him out of hell.
Pray
guys.
for Nick.
Wait, some indulgences for me?
Yeah.
People can
Yeah,
buy
what's
me
that?
indulgences?
Yeah, man.
I pray for you every day, baby.
I would love to have some kind of like gift card to like a computer store, like a Best Buy
okay.
or a
Micro Center. You seem like
Center,
you seem like a Micro Center guy.
Well,
If anybody out there
I don't
believes
really
in the
give a
Lord
shit.
and is
They're both the
watching,
same.
Yeah.
Wait, who doesn't believe in the Lord?
I don't know. But if you're watching, please keep Nick in your prayers.
Yeah, and please send me gift cards or
To Red Robin.
Mm-hmm.
No, not
Yeah.
to Red Robin, to Best Buy.
What?
or
Oh, I'm
Micro
sorry.
Center.
Olive Garden, my bad.
You motherfucker.
All right. Before this internet connection goes completely out, I'd like to thank Kate, Caitlin, Kyle, Nick for all being here. Love to Andy and Jake. And thanks again to Janine Hogan. Check her out on her socials. And I will be an uncle next week in a couple days.
Yes.
Yeah, so-
Ooh, I can't wait to raise a kid with you.
Yeah,
Uncle
I know.
Tony,
Finally,
Uncle
we're gonna get those
Tony.
benefits.
Mhm.
Uncle
Tony.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.